I have a mind. Okay. Shall we set an ultimatum? Shall we set an ultimatum? If the timer reaches 11 minutes and Kingdom Come has not opened, do we end stream, yes or no? Hey, Gradgar, welcome back. I realized to catch up with you guys banking the tithe to the Boki Empire, I'm gonna have to start streaming longer than 72 hours. Every tithe puts Bouncer Boki on hold for 72 hours. I have to make up the distance somehow. You guys are weeks ahead at this point. How are you doing this afternoon, Gradgar? It would be midnight over there, wouldn't it? Kingdom Come. You do this to me. Oh, you know what I am gonna do while I wait? I'm gonna reopen Crisp Audio because the filtering should have reset and I can disable it. Or choose up my... It's the one problem I have with Crisp Audio. It doesn't let you disable the filtering if your timer runs down to 0. It forces you to keep it enabled so that when your timer resets the following day, it starts automatically down. How do I keep Crisp? Why not have a link in my start menu? Oh, you know what else that means if I'm not feeding game audio through to the stream? I can keep all my audio programs unmuted. Hey, okay, it booted in 3 minutes. Steam overlay. Steam overlay, please. Forgot to sign out your work phone on the PC. Article while logging into Rust. Work phone on the PC? Is that like a Samsung to Windows sort of feature? Oh, that's so much better not having myself base boosted like that. Okay, Crisp is starting up too, so we bring the game audio back. Get rid of the AFK. And we're good. Look at that. 32-hour intervention required. We'll get worried when it hits 40. Says me, confidently thinking right now that that'll never happen, knowing that it actually may have a chance of happening. But yeah. We're still tweaking some stuff. I'm getting my Crisp audio set back up now that the timer is reset. Thank you. All right, I turned the timer off. Oh, now change my properties back so that I don't forget that come Wednesday. And we're running on the Crisp audio. Nice. We've got ear trumpets stuck up on my right monitor. I would just like to ask, I am going to count uptime, real time in my local time. Okay, so I'm going to time, date, and stamp a phrase. I want to ask how much delay people have naturally because I had one dropout very briefly, but I haven't had any problem streaming on OBS 28 for the entire 2 days. Day and a half, not 2 days yet. Good Lord, no, we're not going for 2 days. It is 9:01, 54, 55, 56, 57, 8, 59, 9:02 Pacific Standard Time. Live timer says 31 hours, 58 minutes, and now 50 seconds, counting up by 8. And that is my time, date, and stamp. How long does it take people to hear that? I will count from the moment I see it in chat. 15 seconds delay. I got that message, 30 seconds, so that's 15 both ways, I suppose. 15 from me to you, 15 back. That back. I got to 9:02, 30 seconds. I'll subtract a few, I'll be generous. We'll say 15 to 20-second delay. Sounds about right. But yeah, OBS 28, I should have held off from updating because I'd heard a couple of people say that they were having problems with the new OBS. DeCrazy Willie said he was forced to use a new encoder and he was testing it out and trying to figure out what had changed and what was running differently. A couple of other people had said they just had, it was one of those things where it was like big changes, have to get used to it, was the basic idea I'd heard. Despite that, 2 days ago, I clicked update and oh moly did I have immediate regrets. Not super big regrets. I will admit the UI is ugly as hell when I first saw it. It's way too big. It's all in the way, but I fiddled, I tweaked, it's back to the size it used to be, and it's grown on me. All of the extra padding that's there now looks okay with the new style elements that the program uses. Before, when the padding just appeared in version 27.8 or 27.9, it did look out of place and a bit gross, but it's grown on me. I don't mind it. Actually, hang on, that stream elements update, not that, these programs, can they split then bloody cycles up? Okay, stream elements added padding. It's ugly. Now it looks okay. The interface is great. OBS 28 did cut out a lot of my plugins, yes, but I got them back and working. I had to jump from stable release to alpha channel, but they work because I use stuff like this, which blurs the screen. Blurring the screen requires me to mirror the game capture to a duplicate scene and then blur that with a filter. It's not a hotkey to enable blur. The blur is part of Stream Effects. It's actually like a complete overlay. Anyway, I lost all of that. So all I got 2 days ago when I booted up OBS 28 for the first time was just the words AFK, be right back, getting a cup of tea. But I got it working. I'm warming up to it. I quite like it. And under crunch, it seems to be performing infinitely better than version 27. I had so many problems with 27 just running that irked me to no end. Genuinely, like, I didn't understand why they were so easy to get to occur, replicable. But I've not had them today. We'll see how we go into the next couple of weeks and on to the next month if anything starts making a pattern, but it's been seamless today, and I think if there's ever going to be a stress test for the new version of OBS, this is going to be it. Perhaps not. There are people out there that do crazy stuff with their plugins. I'm fairly simple, but we are going to play at least an hour. I'm desperately hoping I can beat the introduction to the story in an hour and be through into the base game, ready for when I'm willing to pick the game back up sometime in a few days, or next week, most likely. But Charles IV, King of Bohemia and Roman Holy Emperor, had a long and successful reign.
Charles IV, King of Bohemia and Holy Roman Emperor, had a long and successful reign. The empire he ruled from Prague expanded, and his subjects lived in peace and prosperity. When the emperor died, the whole empire mourned. More than 7,000 people accompanied him on his last procession. The heir to the throne of the flourishing empire was Charles's son, Wenceslas IV, whose father had prepared him for this moment all his life. But Wenceslas did not take after his father. He neglected affairs of state for more frivolous pursuits. He even failed to turn up for his own coronation as emperor, which did little to endear him to the Pope. Wenceslas the Idle did not impress the imperial nobility either. His difficulties mounted until the nobles, exasperated by the inaction of their ruler, turned for help to his half-brother, King Sigismund of Hungary. Sigismund decided on a radical solution. He kidnapped the king to force him to abdicate, then took advantage of the ensuing disorder to gain greater power for himself. He invaded Bohemia with a massive army and began pillaging the territories of the king's allies. It is here that my story begins.
Don't know why, but that introduction to the game has always sounded like Sir Radzig Kobyla. It doesn't sound like Henry. It sounds like Sir Radzig. And I cannot shake that thought. I refuse to Google it because I want to beat the game first before I look up anything potentially spoilery. I've never beat the game to date. I've never watched a playthrough to date. It's been out since 2018, and I have sunk almost 500 hours into this thing. Oh lord. Me and my Bethesda games where you can just aimlessly wander around picking herbs for 400 hours, am I right? But for the third time this stream, can we get through the introduction to Kingdom Come Deliverance? The Rabard. We just spoke. Oh, I have a poor quality arrow somewhere. Is that the one in my leg? There are many types of arrow available to medieval archery, wounding and piercing arrows for combat, hunting arrows for shooting game. They can all vary in quality, and a good bow won't shoot bad arrows well, or vice versa. A bad bow won't shoot good arrows well. A good bow won't shoot bad arrows? Well, how are we doing on the food side? Wait, do we just get stats? Wait, it just tells us stats. I thought the whole point of hardcore was it hid these from us. Health 100, energy 69, nice. Nourishment 61. Right. If we see those numbers though, then we can eat. Apple, 63, 65. The roast duck will be 26. That's not enough to max out. That'll be 93. Wait, is that negative energy? Roast duck takes energy to eat. Because that does kind of make sense a little bit. Wine will give energy. Wine takes energy to drink. Interesting. But we just spoke to Therabard. We asked if we could have his blessing, perhaps not so officially as unofficially, to go back and bury our parents at Skalitz. We failed the skill check, of course, because we are just but a wee lad, barely out of mummy's house, and they were slain. Game went really quiet. We suck, basically, okay? Henry sucks. He's wielding Saradzu Kabila's sword, which, I think, main objective. My hometown was attacked by foreign soldiers and many people slaughtered. I couldn't get inside the castle before they closed the gates. So they sent me to Talmberg to warn the people there in case they faced a similar fate. Current objective, optional get a horse, get outside the castle, bury your loved one in Skalitz. The threat of attack is gone and I have to get back to Skalitz. It's my duty to bury my parents. Only how can I do it? My lord forbids me to leave Talmberg. And you've clearly decided treachery. Game? There we go. Henry might be a little stinky at things. He wasn't able to bluff his way or lead his way across captain of the guard here at Talmberg. But we must find our way out of Talmberg. You know, for what it's worth, I've never tried waiting out this part of the quest. It says, everyone says, that I've been told to wait until things calm down. Skalitz is likely to be surrounded by a bunch of robber barons. So if I wait until things calm down, is that a quest failure because I didn't do the story? Or is it a different arc? Something I've never really pondered on today. But just another quick refresher. We came here on horseback, running from the Cumans, who were part of Sigismund's army, who rushed Skalitz. I would say rushed Skalitz, probably pretty correct. Hey, Tone, welcome in. What I'm going to do... I know I can sleep and save. Do I get the prompt? Sleep. Is it because we're in a quest? Okay. We've got a save right outside talking to Sir Robard. And that's a pretty decent save, but it's an exit save. I don't know where my last Saviour Schnapps was. Welcome in, Tone. How are you doing this evening? I don't think we should talk about the mysterious number beneath the stream uptime. I think that would be a number that is, it's a number. You're the trader. Ah, yes, you're the trader, and I think you have something like 90 groschen on you. Well, you open the gate. Is there a mechanism? Obviously, if I could get up there, battlements of this. Can we just get up? Is there a lever we can activate, perhaps at night time, and leave? No, those battlements are closed off. Interesting. I suppose the idea is that they get to the battlements from the other side, which we were up there just before. Have a look.
Did you see them horrible foreign soldiers?
Was there much in it?
I gotta stop slouching. So, gate controls are clearly in the hut. Problem is activating them without getting caught, I assume. Activating them at all. Apparently, we cannot just open the gate and leave. Hello?
Good health to you.
What do you think about the Skalitz folk managing to slip away like that?
What do you think about how the Skalitz folk managed to get away?
Fortune smiled on them, that's for certain. Sigismund must be seething with rage.
It's just a shame Fortune didn't smile on all of them.
Oh, shit. Sorry. And you know Sir Radzig Kubila?
I wouldn't say I know him. I've seen him a few times. Why do you ask?
Well, he must be a fine lord to take such good care of every one of his serfs.
Surely all the lords do that.
Ah, I could tell you some stories.
About Sir Divish?
Jesus, no. I didn't mean it like that. Just that I heard stories from other soldiers that would make your skin crawl.
I see. That was a tense moment this morning with Sigismund.
Sir Divish handled it masterfully. This is a strong castle. It should stand up to a siege, but Sigismund has an awful lot of soldiers.
Who are those peculiar mercenaries of his?
You mean the Cumans? No one knows much about them, except Sigismund enlisted them somewhere in the east. They're an evil-looking bunch, aren't they?
Not just looking.
Farewell.
Perfect. Well, sad days. The gate mechanism appears to be locked from us as an option. Well, this way is a dead end too, so let's head back. That doesn't leave us with many options to get out physically, the old-fashioned way. Chicken, 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 chicken. We have the drawbridge. And I don't know if I should really try pushing my luck with Lady Divish. I should know her first name, shouldn't I? She did seem to warm up to my story about the horrors of what happened. Is trespassing? Are we allowed in here still? She actually seemed quite surprisingly forthcoming.
God be with you. Do you need anything?
Having opened up about a particular part of her own life, even to a random person from a different lordship's, you know, like the whole cutscene came off as weird. But I get the mechanical reason for it now. It took me 5 playthroughs to understand. It's there to give you backstory and historical context to what I believe is just an in-joke between 2 characters, the next 10-minute cutscene. I still think that's good. I think that's it's an interesting way to do it, and they frame it in such a way that does make the cutscene very curious, but it doesn't ever seem to be followed up on in-game. That being said, I've never really pushed the quest that direction either way. Can I buy something?
If I needed some food, who should I ask?
Who do you think, young man? Me, of course. And if you want something extra, I could help you out with that too.
I mean, extra.
I'd like to buy something from you.
Of course, lad. May the Lord watch over you.
What do you mean extra, lady? You got some bread. You've got 30 bread. I have 17 groschen on me. She will buy the roast duck. We took that from her kitchen. Bread roll. Okay, so 7 or 17, the value between double price versus over double the... Okay, we're taking 4 pieces of bread.
Let's have a word about the price.
Naturally.
Bartering with the master's cook. Would you go down to 6.5?
Since it's you.
Come now. Just a little more and we have a deal.
I'll take 7 flat.
Aye, for that amount I can be persuaded.
There we go. Bread should keep for a few days, hopefully. So we have enough food for the trek. Our next problem, how do we get out? Because clearly you don't want a way in or out of a castle from the inside of the fortification. It really does lead me to the... I wanted to look for a different answer. I really did want to try and find a unique way out of this situation. But I hate to say it. There's 2 ways out. There's quest-driven way out that takes you straight to the cutscene, I believe. Or there's a less tactful way. There is a third way? I would like to not have that spoiled. I know you can talk to one of the guards, and I know you can just run. If there's another way, I would like to try and discover that for myself. Go away. No. No. But a wee lad. Can't sprint for too long. All I have to hope is he's a guard in full armor and he can't keep up. We have to make it all the way there on foot. Probably not. Cutscene cue, please. Good lord, he's still coming. He's given up? No, no, he's still there. I don't have to go the whole way, do I? I might have to, because it says optional get a horse. Oh lord. I may just be set for a short jog over back to Skalitz. A quick, brisk 20-minute stroll. Right. I think we lost the guard. Men in heavy armor, no match for a rich young lad like Henry. That seems pretty deserted. Perhaps understandably so. Well, I said out loud, looks pretty deserted, but I guess there's still some people over here working. Objective failed, get a horse? Okay. It's a very harsh way of phrasing an optional objective. Oh lord, game.
It's like they've already gone.
This is Rovna. This is Rovna. That's the chapel. Homecoming. We go. But no, I would absolutely ask that. I've got 500 hours on the game. I have not yet beat the game. I have got up to, is it Kuttenberg? We've taken Kuttenberg back. And You know what? This is combat. I'm not gonna mess around. Save your schnapps it is. I've gotten up to Kuttenberg and I've tried...
The pig turns up willingly for the slaughter.
Tried fixing Kuttenberg. You can go disarmed. I'm no evil.
Get going then. But leave that weapon right where it is.
So be it.
Reputable man. Mine now. I will not loot. We have rotten food and groschen, but we are going to avoid doing anything morally reprehensible this run. Good boy, Henry, this time. Bring my mic a little bit closer so I don't have to yell, perhaps. Probably shouldn't be yelling all the way through the night. Oh, but welcome in, Tigels. Is it Tigel? Tigel. I said That was weird. I said Tigel first, so I'll take that as my guess. Have you played much Kingdom Come yourself? Oh, hang on. Is the third way out actually passing the skill check with Sir Robard? I'd never even imagined you could pass the skill check, but I suppose to some degree it might be a dice roll. I've normally appealed to compassion, but maybe appealing to a bit more of young gusto and vigor might have done the trick. Or if you roll into dialogue, maybe that's the only way to do it. The Robard doesn't seem easily outspoken, though. But yeah, if that's not the case, I would like to try and find it out organically on my own. I only know of the two ways I mentioned before. Any other third way that I haven't just disclosed with Sir Robard, obviously, clueless about. And if I never find it, so be it. I kind of want to just go through the game with that natural impression, though. I assume there is a second G, but that name was taken, you don't like numbers. I can respect that wholeheartedly. We still have our sword out. I will admit, that doesn't help me as far as reading goes. Oh lord, I suck at word comprehension is something I'm not super good at. I have the capacity to read stuff on the fly and feel confident in the moment, but I don't feel like my word comprehension is great. Double G. I still could, see that's the thing, I could still read that as Tigels or Tiggles. Wait, that's a different word. Tiggles, is that how you pronounce it then? I said Tigles before, didn't I? Now I've got 3 and I'm even more lost. Hey, Z. This is the end of Henry's world as he knows it.
Ready?
No! Leave me be! Don't kill me. I have nothing.
Henry's
Why
on
did
his
anyone
way.
do this? What did these poor souls ever do to them?
Henry's on his way at the moment to try and bury his parents, who are left lying in Skalitz. Skalitz castle is up there, smoking and smouldering. Township is down here. We need to find our way into the keep. I think it's the keep. The wood area of the town. Not the fortification itself, but just the battlements. Not exactly battlements though either. We'll get there and I'll be
Just when I wanted to vent my rage on someone. What's the matter? Come on!
Bit better timing.
Fucking hell!
He took a square jab to the face, though. Surprised Henry managed to land that jab, to be fair. Oh, good lord. Okay. I'm hungry. But really, good lord. Something less barbaric. Noble's shoes. Okay, this is where we get to the gamey part of things. I do believe a man defeated in battle is not illegal to take things on. But desecrating a corpse is pretty morally reprehensible, even if it, you know, like, there's things you don't do. Video game board says, ooh, $116. Ooh, 83 groschen. Video game board wins because I'm playing a game. But we're not looting the dead. We will take our victory in prize in victory. We shall not desecrate those left behind. What are we playing? This is Kingdom Come Deliverance. This game was released by Warhorse Studios, a publisher from Czechoslovakia, or just Czech. That could be a massive blunder, and I'm sure if those are two separate locations, they would now hate me for saying that in the same sentence. But it's a Czech company. I should have just stuck with that, because that's what they call themselves. That made a period-accurate 1403 Bohemian medieval game where you play someone who has gone through a bit of tragedy in his life and must make something of his life through all of the pain. It is a story that focuses on your character basically going from rags to riches, and I won't spoil too much. But it does focus around a time of war and turmoil, 1403 Bohemia. King Wenceslas was captured by his half-brother. There's a whole intro. You can look up the entire intro cutscene on YouTube, and I do recommend. I could link it if you would prefer. But period-accurate, medieval fantasy? We'll just go with flat RPG game set in 1403 Bohemia. Bohemia? God, stop second guessing myself. I've only put 500 hours into this game. I should know the basic details. But yes, a brilliant game. If it opens a little dark and dreary, still a brilliant game. It basically turns into a modern-day interpretation of a classic Bethesda role-playing game. You have to level up your character before your character can do things, not the other way around, where you just learn a mechanic and can do it perfectly. So Henry here doesn't know how to sword fight. I am missing basic core sword fighting principles that will allow him to actually be efficient in combat. I have terrible stamina use. I can't block properly or parry. I can't riposte because I haven't learnt those things. Me knowing how to do them in the game rules does not let Henry do them. I have to train Henry up, not just myself. That being said, the game does not treat the player very nicely either. You are given a very, very difficult set of tools to play the game with, and you have to learn them pretty neatly before you will get very far. If you don't train Henry up, it will be miserable. If you train Henry up, it can still be miserable. It's a very harsh game combat-wise, but a beautiful, gorgeous story, and a brilliant, brilliant historical piece from 1403. Now I'm going to stick with Bohemia, but I really, for some reason, keep second-guessing Bohemia.
Who's that? Well now, what's come crawling out from
I know the nations. King Sigismund of Hungary, the Cumans. No stamina. Can I even jab up? I cannot jab up. That was a square cut. Hello, sir. Leave your weapon and you may go.
But leave that weapon right where it is.
What's to be done?
This is mine now. This would be mine. Bludgeon. Literally just a pole with some firm things stuck to the top. Alright, well. Grove Street. Home. Not exactly Grove Street. But it is.
He didn't run like me. Died with a sword in his hand.
It is Henry's home nonetheless. Skalitz under the lordship of Sir Radzig Kobyla.
You stood by his side and he did this to you. In the end, you were a hero. You didn't run away. Didn't abandon me like me. It wasn't supposed to be you, Bianca. I'll find the bastards that did this to you. I'll find them. I swear it. Just wait.
This may be the one loot that I think is allowed in Bianca's ring. I think that's the one non-morally reprehensible loot, but it is kind of still a little weird. Personally. I get it, I do, but just taking it is the weird part to me, not the fact you would request it or ask. Just taking it.
Why did you do it to me, Father? Why? Why did you leave me? Forgive me. Forgive me for everything. Next time I won't run. I'll never run away again. I'll find the one who did this to you. I remember his face. I'll find him. But first, I have to find the shovel and take care of you. I remember you told me you wanted to lie beside Mother. Here. Under the linden tree. At least I can do that much for you.
Find the shovel. Or we can loot them. Of course we can. Dog. Howling dog. This thing.
Get away, you mutt! Get away, you beast!
What's going on? Vishak, what in God's name are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing? Digging turnips? The beast just went for me.
Isn't that Mutt the butcher's? Isn't that body the butcher's?
Yeah, that's him. What's that got to do with anything?
There was a point in time where I swear this dog was black. Dark coated at least. And they changed it when you could get the dog DLC. I don't hate the change. It'd be nice if you could pick your dog though. He's protecting his master. We won't assume his malpractice here. Oh, that's not the right word. Run with
I'd
it.
say the poor creature is standing guard over his master. You weren't trying to get to him, were you?
What do you care what I'm doing here? What are you doing?
I'll be honest.
Came to bury my parents.
So bury them and leave me be.
Lend me the spade. It's a non-skill check dialogue.
If you lend me that spade, I have to dig a grave. I can't find another.
What's it worth to you? I see you have a fine sword. I'll gladly trade you my spade for that. How did you come by it?
It's Sir Radzig.
My father forged it for Sir Radzig. It's my duty to deliver it to him. It's not for sale.
Go right ahead and dig that grave with your sword. See how that goes. And where will you dig it anyway? Here? You're not going to lay your parents in unhallowed ground, are you?
Father did want to be buried here, and we can hollow the ground later. We can find a priest later.
Father said he wanted to be buried here, and I can't take them to St. James's. God willing, later I can find a priest to consecrate the ground.
You hear anything about Teresa?
Do you know what happened to Teresa from the mill? When I fled, the Cumans wanted to... They meant to violate her, and God knows what else.
No, I don't know. What do I care? They probably raped her and killed her like all the others.
Language?
Right now, I've got to take care of myself.
How did you survive?
How did you manage to get away?
How do you think I ran?
We know he outclasses me on the combat stat here, but our two final options are: have I disturbed your looting? And fuck you. I suppose, look, we asked for the shovel, that was meant to be option number 3, and he said trade it for the sword, well, dig with your sword. So, perhaps one of those is justified, but not be my personal pick in the situation. We'll go for some snide comment, shall we? Something less direct.
I've interrupted you robbing the dead. Is that why you're so ill-tempered? You bastard. Haven't you got a shred of honor?
And what of it? The butcher has no more need of corn. And now that I think of it, your sword would do me quite nicely as well. Will you hand it over without a fuss, or do you want to end up like the butcher here?
The only way you'll touch this sword is when I shove it in your guts.
Oh, success. I wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry, doggy. Take that. Just look. This is not the day for anyone to be in a good mood, okay? Look at this place. 30 hours ago in Henry's life, he walked these same streets buying charcoal for his father. He beat up Punesh. Punesh's house in embers just there. To see such destruction wrought where you spent your first 18 years of life, I can only imagine. Up we go. Is it a Lindau tree? Is that what he called it? I keep looking at it and thinking willow tree. It's not droopy enough to be a willow tree, though. Alright, so, I don't know how many Savior Schnapps we have, but we're probably going to burn another one here. Let's have a look. We got one off of Bianca, so I think this would be a fine place to use one anyway, irregardless of surplus. The only time we're really ever in trouble is when we run out of Savior Schnapps. Besides that, alright, so I don't know if this is a manual prompt or an auto prompt when we get to the tree, so save. It may be manual, but at least we have a save, because I am kind of sure.
You're gonna love
Kind of sure that once I start this process, even if it's manual, it's just cutscene, continuation of story. The torch, do I? It just... Everything is destroyed. Not a single thing was left. Ransacked everything. Are they just looting? What on earth could they want? Father's storeroom. Probably just the storeroom. vaguely remember you could, cabbage. There we go. But I do vaguely remember you could. Oh, we don't have a lockpick, do we? Okay. It's left locked. The one piece of loot that actually might have come in handy or been of value. Oh, it's the forge. I'm personally, like, me, not Henry, reminiscing because this... I know I joke about and just go pick herbs for 30 minutes, but it's a really good intro for setting up characters' stories and showing you the devastation by giving you a lovely house in a lovely town and doing this to it. This would not be anywhere near as impactful if it wasn't for the fact that there were a good 40 minutes, maybe hour of cutscenes prior to this point. And gameplay none to boot, that gets you to an understanding of what Henry's lot in life is. This was my house, Subaru, yes. Was my house. Come back here, bury Henry's parents. Town's already here by the looks of it. There's the doggy.
So, let's get to it. Damn it all. How am I going to do this?
Do you need some help? Is that him?
Yes. Can't you see the sword?
Who are you? What do you want?
Zbyszek? Who do you think we are? Franciscan brothers? We're here to rob you of everything you've got. Especially that fine blade that's of no use to a peasant like you anyway.
Banish the thought. It is my father's sword.
You mean him? I don't think he's going to be needing it anymore. Listen here, boy. You hand over that sword, I might just let you go. If not, you're in for a family reunion you really don't want.
Leave me alone.
Kill him, Runt! Aye, cut the bastard down. As you like. Could have just cost you a few teeth.
And I die. See how well I go.
Finish the little bastard!
And that's it. It's a no contest fight. You're meant to lose. But it sucks every time. You don't even get a single hit. I have had only ever... Wait, I'll tell the story after.
I told you how it would end. You should have listened to me. This is nice work. The chief is going to like it. It's new, isn't it? Now, for the maiden bloodletting. Surely your father never would have imagined it would be your blood. I believe there's a word for such moments. The old man would certainly know. Well, I'm just a common killer. Did you help make it? No doubt you did. Such miserable luck. To die by the sword you helped forge.
Hey, go fuckers! The games are over.
I really want to see that cutscene from a different perspective, and I know you can indeed. The story goes, I got a bunch of hits in and managed to somehow dodge that brute's club. And I know it's not a winnable fight. I know you're meant to lose, but it really, really made me want to try and do my best and outmaneuver him as best I could. But it just is so difficult because there's such a high chance of riposting you, smacking you in the face, grappling you and winning. It's a lose-lose situation, but I did get one good fight against that guy. 33 hours isn't bad for beating the tutorial, right? We only had to restart once from failure. Well, from me wanting to try and get a better result, ending the same, and they buried them for us. The ground still isn't consecrated, and I do know that, and actually, did they get a priest? Did they get a priest to consecrate the ground? I still want to pay attention to whether or not we have to go back and consecrate the ground at a later date. Hallenberg. I know that mill. Lisa clearly knows the mill too. Had a string of bad luck at that mill. Never ever have I gone past the mill without being berated by some kind of bug. The Rattay drawbridge. Welcome to Rattay. red. Back in Skalitz.
Itse ei manaska teivät. Milloin? Sä oot näin fight? Ja!
Wait, I can level up in Dreamworld? The villagers screaming, right? I just continue onwards? Yes? Is this... Okay, I always get confused at this part where everything is dead. I'm still being yelled at and I still don't know where to go. Clearly it's Hellworld Skalitz. Screaming's coming from this way. But I get here, and it's that way. Don't know. Heart always gets me. I'm bleeding and probably I'm gonna fail. Let's just run up to the castle. I don't have anywhere else to go, do I? Because I'm just clueless.
Do you need some help?
Are you meant to lose that as well?
Henry! There's work to be done.
I don't get it. Hellworld Skalitz has always confused me because I've never seemingly been able to complete it. I end up just leaving the area and then the dream ends. I would figure if you're meant to fail, that they would just not have the bad guys be one hit and just keep sending more bad guys, right?
Wake up, Henry. It's past sunrise.
Henry, can you hear me?
Get up, Henry. Wake up. It's a new day.
Henry, can you hear me? Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake. Were you having a nightmare?
Teresa?
You still have a fever. Uncle won't be pleased, but you'll have to stay in bed.
Alright.
Where am I? In Skalitz?
We're at my uncle's mill in Rattay. I didn't know where else to go.
What happened?
You don't remember anything? I suppose that's not surprising. I found you in Skalitz after those bandits attacked you. I thought they'd done for you, but you were still breathing. Why in heaven's name did you go back there? It was madness. They slaughtered everyone who didn't run.
My parents, I wanted to bury them.
I asked Teresa the same thing.
Don't worry. I took care of it.
Thank you.
Any good Christian would have done the same. Now sleep. You need your strength back. You're awake.
Good morning.
It's near midnight. You've slept all day.
Oh. Oh, I feel like a horse fell on me.
The beating you took was worse. But at least the fever's broken.
What were you doing in Skalitz, exactly?
What in the world were you doing in Skalitz?
Waiting to die.
What?
They killed my brothers, my family, my friends.
They're all dead.
All of them. Everyone I ever loved. They killed one of my brothers in the mines. After that, what did I have to live for?
Don't say that. There's always hope.
No, there isn't. But it doesn't matter. I'm a different person now.
How did you find me?
How did you manage to save me?
You were lucky. I was in Skalitz and I saw Zbyszek and his thugs. I tried to distract them, but it would have been no use if those soldiers from Tamburg hadn't arrived. They were searching for you and scattered the bandits.
Of course the soldiers were looking for you. You disobeyed an order and you were under the protection of Sir Divish by request of Sir Radzig Kobyla.
Searching for me?
Yes. Lord Divish sent them, led by Captain Robard. So tell me, why is a lord of such high standing interested in a blacksmith?
Sir Divish promised Sir Radzig he'd look after me. But as for why they should care, I've no idea.
And
I'm exhausted.
I'm not surprised. I'll bring you water and something to eat. In the meantime, rest. You're still very weak.
Just notice you can still see the old mud model in the cutscene. I wouldn't even know what to look for to spot
Good morning
that.
to you. How's the invalid today?
Ugh, haven't felt as good as this since they lashed me to the wheel and quartered me on the town square.
Got your sense of humour back. You must be better. My uncle will be glad to hear it. I had a job persuading him to let me bring you here. If you'd lain around much longer, he really would have dumped you on the town square. You can stay until you find somewhere else to live, but my uncle will want payment for taking you in and caring for you.
Where am I?
And this is your uncle's house?
We're in Rattay Mill, my uncle's miller Peshek. He took me in, and I talked him into taking care of you too.
Alrighty. And thus ends the introduction to Kingdom Come Deliverance.
I've been lying here long enough.
Uncle will be pleased he's one mouth less to feed. But are you truly well enough?
Well enough to do what has to be done. Where can I find Sir Radzig?
He's in the lower castle in Perkstein. He's a guest of Sir Hanush of Leipa. But someone like you can't just walk up bold as you please and demand an audience.
I know Sir Radzig, and I didn't bring him his sword as I was supposed to. I must see him.
If you insist. But you need to speak to my uncle first. You've been in your sickbed for over a fortnight while he paid the apothecary to tend to you, and for medicine. That's a good deal of coin you owe him.
I've been lying here 2 weeks. My God.
Better a fortnight in bed than an eternity in the grave. If it weren't for my uncle, you wouldn't be here at all.
I owe you my life. I will work for my pay. We'll go for a greater debt than finance.
I owe you both my life, and I'll repay my debt. You have my word.
All right. But before you go to town, you should eat something. You're still weak. There's food on the table for you.
Food on the table? Oh, thank you very kindly. I started vengeance. Really? Sleep and save! We're in the main game! Oh, sick. We have a drawer full of stuff. Bianca's ring, the bludgeon, the green shirt, everything that belongs to us, including all of the herbs and spices we picked up at the start of the game, carried over here. Our 2 roast duck, which is still 89 freshness, nice. How are the red doing? 98, 99, they don't appear to have aged a day at all. Awesome. Okay, so, and a warhorse Gambison. Is that from pre-ordering? Did I pre-order this? No way I pre-ordered this. So this is what Henry looks like when he's not wearing clothes. He's still wearing clothes. Ancient map 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's from the treasure hunting DLC. We've got the stuff we picked up though. I think this is one of those all-encompassing this is one of the chests that you share when you rent a room, isn't it?
Don't drink and that's safe. Drink only water and milk. Else bones will be weak. Like in Skyrim, water's health is fucking bitch. You better drink water, drink water, drink water, drink water, bitch. Drink water, drink water, drink water, bitch. Drink water, drink water, drink water, bitch. Drink water,
we
drink
have
water,
2
drink
Shavier
water,
snaps,
bitch.
10 groschen. Nice. I'm surprised. Honestly. Bernard. Oh lord. I should know his name. I've said it every time up until now. Robard. Sir Robard. I'm surprised Sir Robard didn't take the 10 groschen for his trouble.
Don't you start. Oh well, I wouldn't mind a bite to eat, actually.
The cloth's a part of his body, right? And hey, Sparkle, welcome in. We're going for a 33-hour speedrun, Sparkle. We just beat the introduction to Kingdom Come Deliverance. And thanks to your hydrate, we now have to go get another drink of water, which means another bottle of water, which means I'm going to be going out to the kitchen, refreshing all of my drinks, and coming back with fresh tea and water, ready to go. How the fuck am I even functional? I don't know. You guys act like you've never seen a person just not sleep for a day. I thought you had insomnia, Sparkle. Just don't sleep for a day. Simply fail to observe the 4th dimension and don't get tired, and magically 48 hours will pass. At some point, insomnia loses and sleep wins. That's how it works. But, yes, thanks to the hydrate, I now have to go on a short break. I will sleep and save, though. We are out of the start of the game. I cannot actually state how happy I am to say those words. This is the 3rd attempt this stream to finish the introduction to Kingdom Come Deliverance. It was meant to be a quick 2-hour intro to the game. Let's see how it ran. It's taken us a total of almost 6-7 hours. To be fair, we've actually watched the cutscenes, we've gone through the dialogue, and we paid attention to small minor details, and we even did a bit of skill grinding in the early game. All that said though, let's put on some clothes. We will wear Bianca's ring, the green shirt. I mean, the noble boots, they're not ours. The hunter's gloves, they're not ours. We wore these things. And they are our only clothes at the moment. These 2 we picked up from a person we accidentally stomped on the face of. As far as skills go, we do have a herbalism skill. We hit herbalism level 6 and we can take resistance. You've collected such a quantity of poisonous herbs on nettles. We Yes, we collected 600 nettles in the sandbox introduction tutorial section thingy. So, there. Vitality is permanently increased by 2. Ooh, look at that. Maximum of 3. Flower power. If we hold enough flowers and herbs, we get a +2 to charisma. And the other one we can pick, if our horse has enough fragrant herbs in its saddle, it will shy less. Shying is a fear mechanic, not a stamina mechanic. So if a horse gets startled, it can throw you off. If you have a brilliant steed, you should not need that perk. For steeds like Pebbles, that may actually be kind of useful. We also have a strength perk we can take. Carrying dead or unconscious bodies won't cost you any stamina, they will burden you only half as much. I don't know if that's ever going to be useful, but there are stealth missions that I have played where maybe that might come to effect. This one,
mission failed. We'll get them next time.
This one, Stronghold, may actually be super useful, but we need to find a shield first. And we've got one we can pick here in the main quest line. But all of that, we need to sleep, we need to save. Ah, I'm so glad that option says sleep and save. Alright, we are sleeping. We cannot sleep for more than 11 hours. We're sleeping for... We'll sleep till 5. That will save the game! A feature which I've been wanting this whole 6-hour run. I just want to sleep and save instead of drinking Savior Schnapps. It's not so bad if you do it in a single sitting, but... Good lord, this has been painful. It's done! Okay. I don't actually know how long these VODs will be compiled into. I could make them a single VOD. And I may well just do that since it's all in the same highlight reel. But... Oh, okay. I need to go to the restroom anyway. Apparently I need to go fill up one of my water bottles and hydrate. I might make myself just a cup of chocolate. Hot chocolate on the way. And I could go for actually a mug of soup. Does sound quite lovely. Alrighty, so I'm gonna desperately hope, you know what, actually, I don't have to hope anything. We are gonna cut the game music out and we're just gonna press the regular AFK button. I will be back in maybe 10 minutes tops because I do need to go to the restroom as well, and then we're gonna get the soup, kettle. Oh, I need to refill the kettle. 10 minutes tops, and I'll be back. Maybe I should just zip through everything to make sure I'm on top of things when I get back to. Hydrate, calorate. That's part of the body. Need to get ready to go to sleep. Why? That passed, it's 10 in the morning. Record is 72 hours awake. I think I hit 90. I think my record was when I was in junior high. I've told this story many times. I lost count of the tracker days, but it was an entire week, at least 4 days, work week, short work week. But at least 4 days from starting day 1, not starting day 0. So starting day 1 through to day 4, somewhere in the 90-hour ballpark, I mixed an energy drink and carton coffee. Carton milk coffee. I didn't mix them literally. I drank both of them in the same 10-minute period. Similar to now, I just kind of didn't sleep. 96 hours later, I read about the Russian sleeping experiment, thought, holy cow, that's terrifying, I don't want to end up like that, and then passed out like 2 days later. But, alright, where else are we? Stayed up 72 hours before, but dear lord, what's the problem with 30 then? Stayed up 72 hours, but oh no, 33. It was longer than 72, but then when I wasn't able to tell time anymore. Sort of same, it was over 72 hours, but it's a 3-day anime convention. You slept 20 hours and you got home Monday. Don't remember, I think I slept a whole weekend when I finally passed out in my crack literally crack, liquid crack. I just mixed liquid crack and stayed awake for a week. After 72 hours, you were out like a out like a light and slept for 16. I'm expecting to be out for half a day. But that's why I plan to just not do anything tomorrow. Mission failed to get this bird to nest. I'm fine. I did have a moment during Valheim before, I will admit, where I did kind of phase in and out a little bit mentally. But I don't... Like, I feel it. I know I feel it. I know I should sleep. But, like, what the hell are you gonna do? I'm gonna lie down and stare at the ceiling for the next 17 hours, or I'm just gonna do something I enjoy, like this. But I'll be back. I've already ran down the timer a little bit, so maybe run it up to 15 minutes. I gotta fill up the cannon and make myself a cup of coffee, cup of soup, not a cup of coffee, no, a cup of hot chocolate. I want warm milk because I do want to try and encourage going to sleep and being tired, but, well, it would have been my third hot chocolate in hours? 8 hours. 9 hours. I'll return when I can. Let the timer hit 15 before you start to worry. If it gets to an hour and I'm not back, don't panic. I'm just having a nap on the floor and I'll be back in a few.
Bird in flight and swift in diving for its prey. But the peculiar structure of its body prevents it from making a perfect landing. During the nesting period, great numbers congregate on certain isolated islands. This island alone, more than 6,000 come annually. In some trick of nature, it appears that a perfectly good goose ought to wear a long beak sporting a fish net. Soon these young will reach adulthood, and like their parents, will lift their heavy bodies from their perches, and after several rapid strokes of their wings, level off in an environment that they are fitted.
And I'm back. Something I need to do, because every time I leave my room, I share an apartment with other people. I am definitely worried that I get too loud trying to compete with my computer's volume because I wear over-ear headphones. So, since I don't have my microphone on the right side of my desk anymore, which is normally where I face, that's right actually where my cup of hot chocolate is at the moment. Yeah, I'll do it. I really do feel like the best position for my microphone is on the right. I moved it to the left because it was more out of the way, but I think we're going to have to move you back. So, bear with me. I'm going to do a quick shuffle. I can hear myself more clearly on the monitoring software. I don't feel like I have to compete in that sense to be as loud, which also helps. And the third thing that genuinely benefits this spot on the ride is that my monitor that I stare at 24/7 is on the ride. My tertiary monitor is the one on the left. That's where OBS is right now. Having my microphone over there on the left did nothing but just have me have to shout my voice to reach all the way over to the left, which is not where I'm facing. It was basically near the equivalent of a 90-degree angle wrong. I was looking 90 degrees away from the microphone and increasing my volume in the real world to compensate. I'm going back to this. Yes, the downside is going to be that I have less space for cups of tea and cups of soup. But the upside is going to be infinitely better audio quality. I hope infinitely better audio quality. And my own peace of mind and sanity dealing with an apartment complex where I've never got a noise complaint, but I am constantly in fear of getting a noise complaint. Hey Joe, welcome in. I'm making adjustments. I got lazy. It's more comfortable for the desk on my microphone on the left, but I don't look and work on the left screen, so it's just not working out. For streaming, I need you guys here. The downside, yes, without crisp filtering, this is gonna suck. But that's why I have crisp filtering, and I'll try my best to find a way around it. Come Wednesday race day, I'll see if I can shuffle you guys to a specific spot on Wednesday race day. Rightio, I made myself a cup of mushroom soup and a hot chocolate. I will be cruising through with Kingdom Come Deliverance for the rest of the stream. By the time I'm finished here, will be the time I'm finished with stream. As for right now, give me a couple of seconds. I'm going to keep shuffling some things on my desk here, make sure everything is in its place before we get back into things. Back in a second. Alrighty. Alrighty. I believe I owe hydrate. I believe I owe a calorate. Welcome in, Joe. I hope you're doing well. It's a fine Friday morning. Here we go. Treasures of the past. There's a legend has been circulating about stashes containing magnificent warhorse armor. You can find more hints in your trunk. From the ashes, the long-abandoned village of Privislavitz awaits the return of bustling life. Wait for a suitable opportunity and go and see Sir Divish about it. Tournament. I use tournament all the time. A combat tournament will soon be convened in Ratai. It's open to commoners, so even you can enroll if you like. The amorous adventures of bold Sir Hans Cable. The local dandy is fond of intrigues, especially when the fairer sex is involved, and it's only a matter of time before he drags you into one. Band of bastards. The province hasn't been safe since the raid on Skalitz, and soon you can expect orders from Sir Radzig to fight with a band of mercenaries and put things to rights. A woman's lot. The one thing... I might start with a woman's lot, but I don't know how big the DLC is. We might save that for next time. We'll get ourselves sorted in Ratai and set ourselves up properly, pay off our debts. But I do want to play through a woman's lot because I want to see Teresa's perspective of the whole event. It's not something I've seen before. Kind of curious to know how she gets from where we left her as we fled to Tallenberg all the way to where she was looking just to give up back in Skalitz. A woman's lot. You lost your home and family in Skalitz, but you are not alone. Teresa and Johanka encountered a similar misfortune and fled too. Each tries in her own way to come to terms with. If you want to know more, look at the DLC heading in the main menu where you can find precise instructions for playing the DLC. Good dialogue. All of them are concise. This one, look, you could have just not had the last line there that cuts off. Nitpicking. Thus begins Kingdom Come Deliverance. We're out of the intro, the real game. Excuse me. You appear to have some mint by your feet. Is thistle behind you too, or is that over near the tree? No thistle, more dandelions. Oh, not thistle, nettle. Thistle is purple, nettle is the stingy one. More mint. Pleasure. We'll speak with Teresa in a second. Okay. I get the feeling the miller doesn't want to talk to us. He just kind of left. Everyone's getting up and leaving. I'm Henry.
My name's Henry. Thank you for taking care of me here.
My name's Peshek, and I'm the miller here. You've already met my niece, Teresa. She took care of you for 2 whole weeks while you were in limbo, and talking of you being at death's door. While you were lying here, you worked up quite a bill with the bloodletter, who came now and again to keep you alive with his potions. That quack doesn't come cheap. I paid him what I could, but I still, that is, you still owe him.
I see. Well, it's better to be in debt than to lie dead in a ditch. What do I owe? I'm not afraid of hard work.
You won't pay for that shoveling manure. I might have a better job for you. And it's not something any fool can do. If you prove to me you're a clever lad, I might trust you with something you could really make money from. What do you say?
Won't I pay instead?
Look, couldn't I just pay you instead?
I'd say you're a fucking ungrateful pup. But if you think you got money to throw around, so be it. You'll pay me the costs, and for a whole fortnight of my valuable time.
Oh. I don't have that much.
I don't have that much.
Then come back when you have. Debts must be paid, or you can still wipe the slate by doing that little job for me.
Look, it's pickpocketing. The millers are pickpockets. They're a guild, effectively, of pickpockets. Every mill has a pickpocketer. Every mill basically works as a fence. I've never done it. I got almost 100 hours into my first game before I even realized there was a pickpocket mechanic. Because once you take this quest, once you agree to take this quest, before you take this quest, rather, there is no option to pickpocket. If I say I'm not interested, the pickpocket option never shows up, as if it never crosses Henry's mind. If I take the quest, I can pickpocket. If the pickpocket option were there either way, in a weird twist, I would be more open to taking the quest, but we're going for a clean bill, Henry, and I know the outcome, and I'm just going for my own sanity to say no at this point.
I'm not interested. Farewell.
Good luck to you.
Metagaming, but that's the one thing I think I'm going to metagame, is avoiding having pickpocket show up anywhere at all. I don't remember if it does it in 2 parts. Because I know the first thing he asked you to do was pick a he asked you to lockpick a chest, and then he asked you to steal something off of him, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know if that's the same quest or if you do it in 2 separate chunks. Because the moment you pickpocket something from him is the moment that prompt will show up on every single person in the game. And it was really disappointing after 100 hours to just have a constant prompt in your face to be a criminal. After I played, my first run was straight Henry. He didn't break any laws intentionally, although it was a bit not so strict as what I'm doing at the moment. I'm going for moral compass straight Henry as well as a lawful straight Henry. But first playthrough, morality out the window. I was playing a video game. I was so excited on my first playthrough. I looted everything. I stole everything. Not actually theft, but just, it was all mine. This game was mine for the taking. I clicked E on every single thing that let me, even including up to 180 hours in, where I clicked E on agree to do Peshek's quest and found a new button prompt on every single person I wanted to talk to. Made me really sad though. So, the only metagame thing I'm going to do is that. We have some thistle here. That'll be it. Is this grub? There is no way they have 2 bowls of grub. One down at the base of Ratai and one up at the camp. Wait. I do. I have 2 bowls of grub. Oh wow, it really does buggeroo though. Maybe that did a lot more in the tutorial because it was a specific bowl of grub at the start of the game.
I'm hungry.
Well, yeah. I'm not surprised. That did nothing for your hunger stat. You do still have that chicken. Duck? Roast duck. That'll get us up to 80% nourishment. I think you cap out at 120 nourishment. Funny story. Before hardcore mode, one of the first achievements I got in the game was about a stuffed pig. The first achievement I ever unlocked playing this game was because I was stuffed full, completely full of food for something like 4 whole days in game. You're not a herb. It must be 6 noon. I swear this yellow stuff is a herb. That's wormwood. Is this yellow stuff not a herb? Might just be confusing it with wormwood because it is kind of a more vibrant, fluffier wormwood. Whereas out in an upside, it would be a funnel, not a cone. Cone points tiny bit up, funnel points tiny bit down. That's a funnel. Wormwood is just straight. It doesn't really have a shape to it. It's vertical, right? That's the word? Wormwood is a vertical plant. That bright yellow one is not. It's a funnel. That's nothing. It really does look like I should be able to pick it though. I said before too, that's something I do like about the game. Sometimes it's really difficult to pick whether or not it's scenery dressing or functional interactive, because they put the same amount of beautiful effort into both aspects. They made them blend so well. Right, let's actually pay attention here. Cutscene as I press the avatar.
Who are you and where are you going?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith. I'm going to see my liege, Sir Radzig Kobyla of Dvoyets.
Of course you are, lad, and I'm the Pope. What do you want from his lordship, and what makes you think he'll see you?
So, the guard, we don't know his stats. 264 are our stats. We can just straight up pay him money. I don't think he's going to believe a man in tattered clothing is Sir Radzig's blacksmith, but perhaps he may well do, since Sir Radzig came from a completely ransacked town of Skalitz. But diplomacy is our lowest point score, and I feel like our best option because it does usually conform to honesty as well.
I may not look the part, but I know about honour and duty. And mine is to tell Sir Radzig what happened to the sword he commissioned.
All right then, go ahead. It'll be your skin if Sir Radzig isn't pleased.
Henry is a man of God, Subaru, yes. We are going to keep it that way. Not just legally, but also as best we can in every other aspect. We're loading Rat Eye for the first time. See the frame drops.
What am I to do? A poor wretch whose home was burnt to ashes by...
It's Sir Radzig over there. Oh, we were meant to go eat from the pot, weren't we? I was going to look at how much food it actually gave me, and then I completely forgot. Okay, give me a... My mouse is getting caught on the cable of my microphone since I moved it. So my mouse now has to go over the cable, so... Apparently we're getting a little hungry.
So many people died and this bastard has to survive.
Hey, Kunesh.
I see you survived.
Aren't you observant?
You still owe me is the only line of dialogue. And I really do dislike that. We can leave him be. Or just say, you owe us money. Which feels really petty. We'll leave it be for now. Kunesh won't be going anywhere anytime soon. You can go berate him later.
Not just yet, I hope.
Come on up and take a look. I've got everything you need, day or night.
I don't actually remember whether or not taking the option you owe me money allows to then go into the forgiveness arc, but I would like to do that. I would like to try and forgive Kunesh, even though I know he's not going to use it. Kunesh definitely does seem like lawful, what would you, not lawful evil, but he hates us through and through. He doesn't care if I forgive him. He would spit on my grave. I believe that. Even after forgiving him, even after everything, I still think, be fair, I mean, okay, in this story, we just beat him up 7 times. He knocked us unconscious 6 times, and on the 7th, he finally surrendered. So, I understand he does have a bit of a grudge, but no matter how you complete the sandbox tutorial, I still think he hates you either way. Oh. So, what's the name of this place that's walled in here? So we've just crossed some kind of gateway door. And you've got the actual castle. The fortification, the castle. What is this place here? The keep? Battlements are simply the things up the top. 7 times? Yeah, the sandbox is fairly forgiving apparently now. I remember just being thrown into jail, murdered on the spot before, but the sandbox just let us get knocked unconscious and get back up 7 times in a row. And then another one when we got knocked out during a fight with the douche. I don't know his name, he's German. That's literally the only thing I know about him. That's Sir Radzig's sword. I do believe I'm in the right spot, but I just need to double check. I do believe that... that doesn't look like Sir Radzig's. Bernard's horse. Oh, okay. Captain of the Guard. That is his title, is Bernard. Robard is Talmberg. Right. Well, Rate Tourne is open. I would get my ass handed to me at the moment, though, if I join that. This door here is open. Let's have a peek. Hello?
Good evening. Goodbye.
I would like to... Oh. Hi. Does anyone know where I can find Sir Radzig? Why do you look like Henry? I know this room. So Hanush of Lipa sits here and you can't tell, can you? But I digress. I don't know where to find Sir Radzik. I'd guess the main castle here is Sir Hanush of Lipa. Okay. I was waiting for the trespassing prompt, but doesn't leave me many options. We've got the guard here on the left who's blocking further up. Not allowed past. So, he's not there. He may actually be all the way on the other side of town in the first castle we saw. Thus, we'll go for a quick jog. The Tawny area is not the smoothest place to be in. I've never got smooth frames in the Tawny area. It does get a little worse with the tournament actually running too, because you've got crowds of people and flags everywhere. I really feel like I'm losing my voice. I can't put a finger on it. I've spoken for so long, I don't feel like my voice is my own. Like when you say a word so many times that it doesn't sound real anymore.
How many times is that this month?
3 times. Would you credit it?
Where did it happen this time?
Greetings.
Over there on the old road. And I didn't even hit a pothole.
Maybe you need to rest. At this point, yes. I would like to do the next step of the main quest, but I don't know. One of the curious things about hardcore mode that I wasn't expecting was the lack of quest marker. Hardcore mode in this game basically makes all of the changes I would normally make myself and opt into when playing an RPG game. It's stuff I do in Bethesda games all the time. Remove quest markers and don't tell me where to go, so I actually have to pay attention. Okay, so there is a point to be made about that backfiring, because there's definitely a part of Bethesda games in the modern age where you will go to a person and the quest will verbatim be from the quest giver. Can you go to X person's name and get Y thing item? That doesn't help when the quest marker is halfway across the map. So Radzig's horse. If I'd come here first, I could have saved myself so much trouble. I still have a cup of hot chocolate and a soup, though.
That be the smith's son, Hal?
On my soul, it is him. What are you doing here, lad? We thought you were done for.
You're not part of the group that walked past Tallenberg. I suppose you might have been sleeping. But surely you heard I made it to Tallenberg. So Radzig himself asked to see me. I was attacked by bandits. Oh, good lord, from out of the frying pan and into the fire, in a sense.
Bandits attacked me in Skalitz.
And why, for God's sake, did you go back there? Who else but cutthroats and bandits did you expect to find?
I needed to bury my parents.
Oh, I see. Your father fought like a lion. I'm sorry.
He saved my life.
And not just yours. He was a good man, and you did right to bury him.
I didn't even manage that. I failed to save him or put him to rest.
And just what could you have done at Skalitz? If you tried to fight, the both of you will be dead. He gave his life for yours, Hal, so you'd better make good use of it.
You're right. And just what are you doing here?
Going to see Sir Radzik.
I must speak with Sir Radzik. Is he here?
He's in the palace with Sir Hanush of Ratai. They're feasting in the Knight's Hall. What do you want with him?
My father made him a sword. He asked me to deliver it to Sir Radzik.
I don't see any sword.
No. Bandits attacked me and stole it. I need to tell his lordship what happened. And then I'm going to find the sword.
Of course you are, Hal. Good luck.
Thanks.
Hardcore is great for getting lost in the woods in the middle of the night. And I say, as you probably should if you're in the woods in the middle of the night. Especially without a bearing. If you enter the woods with a bearing, and you can keep a sense of direction, you should be fine. You have a compass that does at least tell you main pointer. Do you believe that may be... I don't see a sun. We've got a castle in the way. From memory alone? From memory alone, that's east. But I would have to double check. How do I get in to see Sir Radzik? There's only one door here. I guess I'm allowed. Is it the Knight's Hall? My mistake. Do I have to go higher? Please don't tell me the Knight's Hall is all the way on the other side of town. Up we go. Where do we stop? Nobody knows, apparently. You have the sun and a clock, and during the night, the stars. I never thought of using the stars to navigate accurately. Not in, like, I thought about it in Valheim, but that turned out to be a bit bogus. But in a game like this, where the night sky might actually be a bit more static and reliable, perhaps it could be worthwhile. Good lord, the stuttering here in Ratai. Oh, okay, where am I going?
You must be up to no good sneaking around in the dark. Light a torch before the catchpoles see you.
I don't have a torch, okay? How do I get a torch? Am I a little late to do this? Okay, I'm not understanding something.
Hey, you. It's forbidden to walk at night here without a light.
I know, but I literally don't have a torch. So what are you gonna do?
Only bandits creep around.
There's like so many other people here that aren't walking around torches. Look. Wait.
Hey, here's your torch. You can't walk around here in the dark without a light.
Quest marker above or below? Below is lockpick. Let's go above. Hey, there we go. Just had to go another step up. I really didn't think that was going to be the spot. I looked at it and thought, no, there's no way. That's just more battlements.
Your Graces, I have to tell you in all seriousness that this land of ours is in the shit. Deep fucking shit. Don't you agree?
I might not have put it as eloquently as you, Hanush, but I've been driven out of my own castle, so I'm hardly going to disagree.
Indeed. But Pirkstein is yours for as long as you need it. There's room enough for your men and you here at Rattay, and I'm sure my ward won't have any objection to me lending you his castle.
I'd be honoured. Pirkstein is at your disposal as long as you wish, Your Grace.
Just as well you have another castle at the other end of town, eh? At any rate, I'm beholden to you, Sir Hans. And to you, Sir Hanush.
I don't like to speak ill of your people, Sir Radzik, but, well, there's no love lost between the townsfolk and the refugees. There's been talk of criminality.
Well, they'll have to get used to it until the situation's resolved.
But when will it be resolved? And what on God's earth is this war even about? I won't lie, sir. I don't understand it.
You aren't alone, Father. I believe Sigismund's original intention was to persuade Wenceslas to accept the imperial crown and to leave the rule of Bohemia to him.
Who could blame him? I know Wenceslas is a friend of yours, Radzig, but even you have to admit he brought it upon himself.
I can't deny the king neglected affairs of state for other pursuits. There is a need for order in the land, but I don't think the lords who sided with Sigismund realized just what Hungarian order looks like.
Hungarian order.
What concerns me, sir, is how a good Christian could resort to such brutality.
To give him his due, I don't think he expected the lords of this country to stand behind the king. But thanks to him, we're tearing ourselves apart, and now he has to get things under control.
But why in God's name does he have to use those barbarians?
Money is the root of all evil, young sir. Wars are costly, and this one has dragged on for a year. Sigismund ran out of coin for knights, so he recruited those whore sons that settled in Hungary. The less he pays, the more they make up for it with plunder.
That's why he attacked us. He was after our silver.
What are you doing? You've no business here. Clear off.
Wait, it's Henry. Henry,
He's come to
who
see us.
disappeared after I clearly ordered him to remain at Taunberg.
I'm sorry, sir, but I had to bury my parents.
Had to? Do you think you were the only man who lost someone there? But the others listened to their lord.
And it wasn't just your own life you nearly threw away. So Robard and his men risked theirs to save you.
I'm sorry, but I had to.
Oh, there you go. When you have to, Radzig.
Your father was a remarkable man, and your mother, she was remarkable too. They deserved a Christian burial. Did you manage that at least?
No. I was attacked by thieves. I wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for that girl.
Girl?
The miller's daughter, Teresa.
The miller's daughter saved you from the footpads? Well, there's a tale to tell your children.
I owe her my life. She distracted them and then brought me to Rattay. But without Sir Robard, we'd both be dead.
Oh, that's what I call a good woman. Hang on to that one, lad.
Still, it's a great shame your parents are buried in unconsecrated ground. That means purgatory for them.
Be quiet, friar. I didn't invite you here to eat me out of house and home and deliver a sermon while you were doing it.
If you're so concerned, Father, maybe you should save the innocent souls of these fine Christians yourself. Go to Skalitz and consecrate their graves. I assure you, if you're killed by bandits, your soul will soar straight to heaven, as long as someone buries you in consecrated ground first.
If there's anything left to bury, that plump carcass of yours would be quite a feast for the wolves and the crows. And one skeleton looks much like another, so how would we know which were your ordained bones or those of Sigismund's Tartars?
Be that as it may, why have you come here?
I must get your sword back.
Sword? My sword hangs here at my side.
No, the sword my father forged for you. One of those thieves stole it from me.
They almost killed him and he already wants to go back.
Takes after his father, I suppose. Lad, I've lost a castle, a village, silver mines, and a good half of my subjects. Why would I miss one sword?
Because it's the last one my father forged, and I promised him I'd deliver it to you.
I understand. I'd feel the same way. But prudence is the better part of valor, and a dead man keeps no promises.
Aye. The woman had to save his fat from the fire, and now he wants revenge. What kind of fool are you, boy?
He's no fool. Henry, you have courage, but you need training, arms, a horse. Or do you mean to beat this thief at dice?
No, sir. Please, take me into your service and give me the chance to learn these things.
The gall of him. Fled from the enemy, disobeyed your orders, duped Sir Divish, lost your sword, put Sir Robard in danger with his actions, and now he wants a promotion.
Sir Capon's right.
What you say is certainly true, except for fleeing the enemy. You would have run as well. Believe me. Henry's earned some punishment, but how do you punish someone who's already lost everything, Courage and blind obedience are good qualities for a soldier, but a wise man also appreciates loyalty, perseverance, and determination. Besides, that was a fine sword that his father made. If he thinks he can get it back, I won't turn it down.
My lord, he's a peasant. You can't make a squire of a peasant.
Why not? Someone made a priest of a pig.
He isn't a peasant, father, he's a blacksmith, and recent events have left me in need of his skills. So, you'd like to enter my service?
Sir, Yes, I would. You won't regret it.
I probably will. I'm doing this for your father, lad. Don't disappoint me.
Oh, fortune has finally smiled on you today, lad. Make the most of it.
Now that I think about it, Sir Hanush, the boy needs training and experience, and you need spear carriers.
That's true. The bailiff is always complaining about your people making trouble in the camp. Maybe one of their own among the guard might help.
It might. In any event, it will prove valuable experience.
But let's be clear, you're the one paying him. Captain Bernard, see to his training, and then send him to the bailiff.
Yes, sir.
And don't spare him.
You can rely on it, sir.
Don't forget, Henry. Don't disappoint me.
I won't, my lord.
Oh, Lord. I do wish I could say the dialogue and cutscenes got shorter, but they do. They are more ooh, for me. They are more sparsely spaced, to be fair, but
You! Stop right where you are!
You there! Stop!
Surrender! You're under
Boys,
arrest for
you-
breaking the law!
huh? Would you like to give me a torch?
No one is allowed to creep around here without a light after dark. You were seen doing it, and you'll pay for it.
I don't
This
have a
definitely won't
torch.
come cheap. You'll learn crime doesn't pay.
I mean, I'm going to use this as a placeholder for going to see Sir Rat.
Oh, come on, my friend. You know I'm in the service of Sir Radzig Cobbler, don't you?
Try your fairy tales on someone else.
I can't pay that.
You don't pay, you go to jail.
Well, fuck. Literally fucked over because we don't have a torch. What the hell do you just pick up a torch randomly? Or are you just meant to have one? Because I swear you equip it by holding down your primary weapon, which is number 1. Alright. We're testing here. What? Lee? What?
Dark. Light a torch.
You there!
Stop!
Let me
Surrender.
go.
You committed a violation. You're under arrest. What's the
Hold
matter?
on. No, that doesn't work. So, I don't see it in settings. I swear it's primary weapon. It's not here. It's hold down primary weapon. Maybe I can't because I'm in UI control. No. Back. Do a quick Google. But, Mido, welcome in. You probably picked the only person that's played this game and messed with consoles, so no, I won't be closing the game. I probably should also find something more specifically beneficial than just zoom out, but appreciate the attempt. Hope you're having a nice Friday. Right. To Google. Kingdom Come. Deliverance. Torch. You hold one, don't you? Torch is a weapon item? No, it's not equipped as a weapon. Press and hold one to bring it out. Just hold one to equip it. So, you do physically need a torch? I thought it was just present all the time. If I physically need a torch, then I don't know where to get one. I don't remember ever having this problem before. Go back to Talbot on the original bed. You sleep in on the chest of drawers. There's a torch, which I think respawns. Perhaps we could have got one in Tallenberg then. Well, what's our most recent save? Awakening? That's the sleep save we made outside of the Ratte Mill. So, I'm going to... It's a sleep save, so we wake up at almost 5 PM heading into dusk. First priority apparently is going to be finding a torch. You get one during the intro. Is that the one at Tallenberg? Because I definitely didn't pick one up at Tallenberg. Unless I can get one at Miller-Pichek's Mill. It's technically proper English, isn't it? All of our stuff on us. Quick item, deal with fire. I don't know if it'll be theft. There's a candle. Nothing in the room. Well, the alternative is just going to be jogging everywhere, I suppose. It's not like we have much of an option. Having used the bed to save the game means that we lost almost 3 hours actually, because I was looking at the stats as well as the time taken. If there is a cheap way to get one in town, I say cheap, I would prefer free, but if there is a way to get one, I'll be keeping an eye out. Hopefully. There's a part of me that wonders if you do that cutscene, it dumps you out there after dark, but we'll see. I never remember needing to pick one up to actually equip it. In the sense that I never remember picking up torches. Do they consume, or do you only ever need one permanently? So I genuinely, like, the torch item is not something I ever remember needing to carry around. Maybe I did just video game loot my way so effectively that I managed to get one and keep it without realizing. Well, we've run past all the wormwood. It'll be there on the way back. No need to rush to get the wormwood. Like the stuttery old rat-eye.
Who are you and where are you going?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith. I'm going to see my liege, Sir Radzig Kabiller of Dvoyitz.
Of course you are, lad, and I'm the Pope. What do you want from his lordship, and what makes you think he'll see you?
Honesty.
I may not look the part, but I know about honour and duty. And mine is to tell Sir Radzig what happened to the sword he commissioned.
All right, then, go ahead. It'll be your skin if Sir Radzig isn't pleased.
And there we go. How much does this give? 25 nourishment? Much. Only one is needed? That gives 5 nourishment to eat from these things, rather. Oh, we can save so much time just from turning right here alone. We're going to eat our roast duck. 99 nourishment. Easy. I think we get to rest here, don't we? Eventually. I believe we get a room here. We don't currently have access. I wonder if we get access immediately after, and I could have actually avoided a rest by just going into the room.
Could that be the smith's son, Hal?
On my soul, it is him. What are you doing here, lad? We thought you were done for.
Bandits are...
And why forgot?
I needed to bury...
Up.
He saved my...
And not...
Up.
I didn't even...
And...
You're...
Up.
I must speak with Sir Radzik.
He's in...
My father...
I don't...
No.
Of course you are, Hal.
Thanks.
And we also can save so much time meandering about by just going to the top floor, since we know that's the place. I suppose I did say it looked like a place where guards would go, but they said it's a knight's mess hall. Perhaps it's fairly accurate.
Your Graces, I have to tell you...
Not twice. Although interesting that the sun was up during that cutscene, so the day is dynamic and we're not going to be forced into nighttime. Nice. I have learned Sahana Shavlipa. Feudalism. Nobility. I wonder if that's Henry's vocabulary. That's a joke. He doesn't know how to read though, so... I don't know if I'll teach him how to read. You can kind of play a character, read your way through books.
For the kitchen or the field, my fine wares will brighten.
It was genuinely, to me, kind of one of the most disappointing things was the fact you could actually character player, not the player, you, the person playing the game, and stare at a book and you can tell what it says, even though Henry can't. So it means you can still read books. If a book is quest specific, then you do have to go and learn how to read. I believe it's required to do the monastery quest line, but I don't remember not having done that ever. I've seen a bit of the monastery quest line though. Off we go. No autosaves, so I can save myself a savior schnapps. Once I get over to Bernard, Captain Bernard, not Sir Bernard, it's Captain Bernard, I'll probably end. I think it's a decent chunk of time spent in the game. So we can use a save exit.
Captain Bernard's not here. I should stop by during the day.
Oh, well that was easy. Okay. It's 6 p.m. I guess we just don't... Are we allowed to... What are the pigs doing? I was gonna say, are we allowed to pass time manually? We can wait a whole day if we run out of energy. So if I don't have a torch out and I wait overnight, do I still wake up arrested? Or does it get interrupted and I'm arrested? Or do you get away with it if you just pass time until morning? Either way. We won't have to do either. We can run all the way back to the mill, save and rest in the bed. Honestly, you know what? I'm gonna be really annoying. We have a save at the mill, and the only thing we have to do is walk up into the battlements, the Knight's Hall, did they call it? And yes, we'll have a cutscene, but I might not play this for a week, so that could be a good starting point to get our point of reference. Either way, I think this is going to be where I cut the stream. Because I need to go do some stretches. I'm getting some chest pains at the moment. I need to go limber up and make sure I get out of my chair for once in a 24-hour period. And not just to go boil the kettle and make a cup of tea. I also genuinely have convinced myself I'm losing my voice. I can't tell if I sound normal. I'm driving myself insane. I don't know if this is what I normally sound like. I feel like I've lost my voice, but I don't. I literally haven't. That's the only way I can describe it. I don't know. I'm going crazy. So, thank you all if you've been here. I'm not going to play the creepy soundtrack outro. I know it's Halloween, but we are going to just have regular old fashioned outro music. It is 11 AM, so I do wonder who's online at the moment. We might be able to go see Twin Dust. There's a couple of American streamers who may be online. Twin Dust is online. Edamimem is playing Grounded. Longster playing Foxhole. So we have a choice of 3. We can watch M playing Grounded, Bug Game. We can watch Tone Dust playing Conan Exiles, which is Rust but Conan branded. Or Donkster playing Foxhole. Oh, actually, there's a name I do recognize, but I don't actually have in my list, which is Nerdy Northerner playing Valheim. Viking Boomer playing Madison, don't know the game. Past that. I don't recognize any other names. I could go take everyone over and see M. I haven't raided M in a while. In the meantime, while I get the raid set up, if you want to go say hello to Tone Dust, I will be over there myself shortly. You can find him the following link. He's a brilliant, brilliant personality. I do recommend chilling with Tone Dust. But I've got an ad. Is this the Xbox Game Pass ad, isn't it? Because it's just showing every game ever. Alright. Stream starting soon. What perfect timing. She's about to start Grounded. She's been live for 4 minutes exactly right now. So, if you like the global emotes, we have global emotes. If you like fancy funny emotes, we have those. And unfortunately, channel points can't buy you the animated one, but for 100 channel points, you can get that gorgeous face and put whatever emote you like in the middle. I am personally my favorite is Stinky Glitch. That one is always going to be my pick, no matter what. Absolutely best global emote you can get on the platform. But you can put whatever you like there. This is just an example, that third one. I will see everyone over in Edameme stream. You know what, actually? I may not. I'm gonna bring M up. Never mind, I clicked raid now instead of M stream. Okay. And you know what? Mido, you know what? You. There you go, Mido. You picked the only person in the world that knows the console commands, and it was a bit of an average bluff, but there you go. I had typed Q to zoom out to my desktop. I will see everyone else sometime, probably Sunday morning, maybe Saturday afternoon, depending how I feel. But until then, good night, goodbye.